Hi, everybody. I am Litecoin Lisa. You're watching The New Normal, and today we have another crypto journey with one of my Patreons. I'm super excited to introduce you guys to Gotrobbed or Rob, and we'll go into some information about his name. But you guys, we see him in the chat all the time, so he's a really active part of our community, and I'm excited to share his story. So we'll be right back with Rob. We're back on The New Normal with my friend, Rob. You guys know him in the chat as Gotrobbed, and super excited to have you here. You're a patron and a supporter of this channel and a really strong patriot of America, and so I'm really honored to call you a friend and can't wait to hear more. We started talking before the recording, and I was like, okay, this is getting good. Let's go ahead and record. But I don't even know where to start. Let me think. You've been in crypto for a while now, and you've also led more people to it. You're part of the adoption. When did you first hear about cryptocurrency, and how did that kind of come about for you?
Oh, hey, Lisa. Hey, first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And you are absolutely adorable. Just want to say that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
And then I'm going to give a small shout out to my bobblehead. We got a Nana. So the Nana, we got you got Mommy Crypto on Mondays. We got a Mommy. So Mommy, Nana, and bobblehead, and the rest of my kids and family. Hey.
So big shout out to bobblehead.
A big shout out to bobblehead. She is like my passion, my joy. You know, she's actually a grandbaby that calls me dad, and that just it's got me right here, you know. So cryptocurrency for me, I went over the hard path in 2013. I guess around 2013, the beginning of 2013, I was in a truck stop in Aurora, Colorado. I won't mention the name of it, but I was walking through it, and I started talking to this one trucker. And he was tall, and you know, I keep swearing to myself it was Bitcoin Ben. I swear it was Bitcoin Ben.
It may have been.
But it was in Denver, you know, so I don't know. But I remember him saying, we got in the car and said, oh, you really got to look into Bitcoin. You got to get yourself some Bitcoin. So, of course, first thing I did is hopped in my truck, went online. And back then, you know, with 3G, you were doing good, you know. So,
right.
but it was so difficult to get on, and then the trust issue about how or if where I'm buying it, you know. So I took a little bit of time and said, well, maybe I just need to hold off a little bit. And I watched it over the years. Oh my Lord! I was like, every time I was like, oh my goodness. Oh,
if only. So, everybody has that moment, though. I think in everybody's story that I interview, they have that if only or what if, you know. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. So what happened next? When did you finally make the jump?
I finally made the jump like an idiot when 2017. Are you ready for this? December 2017. And I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to make a move." And then somebody, I looked it up, you know, and of course we started watching videos and stuff like that, and Coinbase. So I got onto Coinbase, and I was like, "Yeah!" I remember buying my first Litecoin. Litecoin was the first coin that I bought. I bought my first Litecoin, right? And I believe I paid $326 for it. All right.
Wow.
Four of them. Yeah, four of them was like over $1,300. Now, you know, truck drivers, we don't make bad money, but the cost of living out here is expensive, you know?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So, yeah. So my next little mishap was around the end of that month. I think it was right around Christmas time, around the 26th of December, 2017. I looked at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin had dropped from 19,000 all the way down to 11,000. I said, we got to buy it now. We got to buy it now. It's never going to be this low again. Talk about FOMO. Bought it, bought it. Next thing we know, it didn't take long at all. It was 9,000, then it was 6,000, and I'm like, oh man, this is painful, you know. But I started, because of the education, and started watching people. I was following Bitcoin Ben. You know, I started following Bitcoin Ben in 2018, and I was following Snippy. I remember Ben doing his videos out of his trucks. You know, that wasn't too long ago.
I know, it's gone really fast.
What he's done is incredible. What you have done is incredible. So, okay, but we'll go a little bit more into the story a little bit. Still held on to it. It cost me like $6,000. You know, around $6,000. I got half a Bitcoin for it. All right. Well, I was still half a Bitcoin ahead. And then come over New Year's, all of a sudden, Litecoin started jumping up. You know, and I decided, well, I'm going to learn a little bit more about this. And then I got into Verge. All right, XVG, Verge. Yeah, it was a privacy coin, and it was hyping about the same like Tron was back then. And I got into a lot, and then, you know, it went down a little bit, started coming up, and I was, every penny I could get. I mean, I was scrambling. I was like, I got to get as much as possible. You know, of course, I've never been through a cycle, and so I ended up investing quite a bit of money into Verge, and it started spiking up, and then all of a sudden, Verge, they put out that it was associated with Pornhub. So I was like, oh man, all that build up, you know, went up to like 1,400 and something Satoshi, you know, Bitcoin penny, or however you want to say it.
Right.
And then it started dropping. Luckily, I got out around 800. But so that was my first real mishap. I was following people blindly, buying into the FOMO. Thinking,
and the FOMO is really led by these news articles, and we have to remember, like, what's the intention behind that? Who's putting out the article? Is that just FOMO, or is it FUD? You know, I mean, so yeah, it really does lead. It's such an emotional market, I guess, and you were really feeling that with all that you went through.
Right, but this was the time when I was still in the speculation part of it. You know, I was still going through the speculation part of cryptocurrency, and it was a learning process. You know, so I went through that, and then in 2019, I started going heavy into Theta, which is the #1 topic right now. I mean, all you hear about it, for me, it is so painful. It hurts to hear about Theta. You know, I love Theta, I really do, but see, I'm not very big on social media. All right?
Okay.
So I was in the pre-Guardian node, all right, and they switched to the Guardian node, and I didn't know how to go about switching it, right? And JSnip4 put out on his Patreon that you could go onto the Twitter, not Twitter, what is it, Telegram? Yeah, Telegram. Telegram, and you could get help with it. Well, I'd never been on Telegram before, and I got into Telegram and started asking questions. And I had it was only like 7,700. I won't say how much. Well, I'm going to be honest. It was about $900 worth of, and I was building up, and I wanted to get to 10,000 so I could get the Guardian nodes, you know.
Right.
And so I went into the Telegram and told him what my thing was, thinking that I was being addressed by one of the admin. Well, the admin then messaged me, sent me a link, okay, said just click this in and we'll help you transfer and get over into the Guardian node. Well, I'm stupid because, you know, I didn't know. I knew better than to put in my keys. Subconsciously, I knew better than to do that, but I was thinking that this is a process that
you're not stupid. You were tricked, and this happens a lot in this community. And I'm glad that you're sharing this story, because some people, you know, are embarrassed or ashamed or don't want to share these stories, but it happens a lot to the community. And they will do one thing where, you know, it looks like that's a legit admin. Well, then they'll, you know, use a capital I instead of an L or something like that, and have the same picture, and they reach out to you directly. I did an interview with The Voice from the Divi project, and we had a community member get scammed the same exact way. Thought he was talking to the voice in the chat. Then he's private messaging him. Then he goes back to the group chat and he's like, yeah, I'm talking to you right now. And the voice is like, no, you're not. Stop. And like we all were watching it live, and it goes that fast. That's all they need is access to and as we're going into this bull market, there's going to be more and more of that. So I'm really glad that you shared that story, because I think it might help some other people that as much as you can stay speaking publicly, that's the safest place.
Right.
So I'm so sorry that happened.
Well, it was my own fault. The problem is the link, when you click on the link, it pulled up a web page that looked exactly like the the Guardian web page, like you're logging in. Mm-hmm. And so, like an idiot, I tried the password first, and the password didn't work. And I put in my seat keys, and poof, it was a matter of seconds. All my theta fuel. You got to remember, we got 5,000 theta fuel for every or no, it was
right, because you were in early.
It was 5 theta fuel for every theta. So I was like, all of that just got wiped out. And the hardest part now, because you can track everything on blockchain, the hardest part now is when I go back and I track it, because I can track the old address, and I see millions of theta sitting in that account, and I'm thinking,
so they've scammed multiple people.
How many people have they ripped off? And then I made the mistake I made is I took that link that they sent me, I posted it in the Theta chat, trying to explain to people what was going on. And then Theta, the real admin, because I posted the link, banned me from Theta chat. So I sent emails, I sent everything, and I never got no response, never got no help. I even tracked, it took me about 6 to 8 months later when I actually knew how to do all the tracking and everything that has to do with transactions, and even sent that in emails, never got a reply. So Theta, as much as I love it, because I understand its purpose, right? It's just, it's
a little too much
for me,
water under the bridge.
That's it, a loved one that passed away, and I just had to let it go. So
I get it.
So,
what is there's another one, I think. Oh, wow. There's something similar to Theta. I'll send you a message in Patreon. There's something that my husband and I looked into that's similar to Theta, but it's a newer project and they actually have some patents that Theta doesn't have. And I think it might be something we're going to do. So I do videos with SL369 and Maya from the astrology, Shiny Bull Astrology. We did Matic recently.
I love that show too.
Yeah, and we're gonna do one. We've got the next 4 weeks scheduled with which, and we talked to the Maya, who's a Vedic astrologer. Okay, which one do we do at what time? And so, but there's something I'll send you some information because I want my Patreon to have all that inside scoop first, for sure. So,
I would definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
And,
go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just saying there's so much opportunity in this space. There's all these projects, and we want to do our research and listen to our friends, but ultimately, like you saw, you have to take personal responsibility. You have to keep your coins safe, and that's what Ken Bozak has a great outlook on it. He got in crypto really early, and he's told me stories about how much he lost and all these mistakes and whatever. And he said, you know what, though? I just look at that as investing in my education for the future. And I think God, the universe, prepares us through these things before they can give us more, or the tools that we need to do the work that we're supposed to. They want to make sure we can keep it safe. So I think it's just part of it.
Well, that's not the worst of my stories.
Oh, gosh. Well, bring it on.
So last year, around the 12th, 13th of March, most people, you don't even have to say a word. We know what was going on, right?
Right.
Around the end of February, I decided I was going to be smarter than everything else, and I was going to get into leverage trading. So what I did is I took everything and cashed it into Bitcoin, and went on to a big leverage exchange that starts with a B and ends with an X. And it's south of the border. Okay.
Oh no.
And yeah, and I switched in, and that's when Bitcoin was hovering around 6,000. And I was thinking, oh, it can only go up from here. If everybody's saying it's going to go down, it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, March 12th, and we're talking about a good sum of money. Everything that I had invested.
Oh wow.
Everything. We're talking about from after the mishap with data there in 2019, going all the way around to 2020, right? I was overextended. I went higher leverage than I should have, above 10x on leverage. And I was doing really good. It started creeping up. And I woke up the next morning and I had been liquidated. I was so stupid. I was so overconfident. I didn't even set a stop loss. Most of the time when you start doing good, you should set a stop loss at least a little bit above where you were. So with the algorithms, right, you get a percentage back, sometimes up to 20% back. Yeah. Right. And I didn't
well,
even
and then
that.
Also just not trading with your whole bag. I mean, I think the kind of value that we're looking at as they're printing the dollar, which I don't know if I have this one page pulled up. I just refreshed the M1 money supply page. Hopefully I can find it.
Oh
again.
my Lord.
This is so shocking. Maybe I can get it to do it while we're live, but I refreshed it and I almost just couldn't believe how horrible. So the last time we looked at this was with Johnny Litecoin a couple weeks ago even. I'm going to see if I can get it to go back to the previous. No, it won't. So this looked like it was up here in the moon. This is what has happened to our money supply since January 2021.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yep. And what I really hate is the mainstream media. They say, oh, it's only 20%. It's only increased 20% in the last year. No, it's more like 30, 35%. They're not being honest.
I've heard, numbers as high as 40%. And that was not including, that was before. So that was just at the 1.9 trillion. That was before then he did this whole, the latest infrastructure spending bill. And then when you listen to Uncle Cliff, he's like, people, we're not even considering that as this dollar has less and less value, the other countries who have been stockpiling it as a hedge or as their kind of security or retirement, all that's coming back. All that's coming back into circulation. So it's going to go, exponentially fast. It's going to be the death of the dollar. I mean, I think it's already dead, but yeah.
It's terrible. And that's what makes our community so important, And the fact that like communities like yours, Bitcoin Ben, Jason Four, Cliff High, Jean-Claude, Big Swear, we have expertise in this in this industry, all right, that's all over the world. It's all over the world. We have different types, but all of us have the same thing in common. We have compassion. We all have heart. We all have drive, and we all want what's best for the people, right?
Right. It is about the people. That's the biggest driving factor, I think, is the freedom and giving that power back to the people, because we know how we've been hijacked. Thus your name.
My name, that's right. Got robbed, well, first of all, since my first name is Rob, right? Got robbed sounds original, right? It kind of makes me, people look at it, got robbed. Is he robbing people, or did he get robbed? Well, basically it has to do with if you were born in the United States of America under this financial system, you got ripped off. We are all suckers. We are, and until we start educating, all right, and that is so hard to do. It is so hard to do. I mean, I finally, it took me since 2017. I told you I got my sister into it. Yeah. She is still she's waiting for Litecoin to go back down to $109 before she's going to buy her first. I gave her a whole Litecoin,
Yeah.
And then
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, they are saying there could be a slight pullback maybe 20%, not Litecoin, but cryptos overall, sometime in April. And I'm guessing it'll probably be somewhere around that April 14th, 15th that Cliff's seeing. But I have no idea. But so that might be, but then after that, it's off to the races.
Right. Well, that's after, that's the important part of education, right? Being able to spread that out. Now I can look at the charts, right? And I can develop patterns, and not that I want to trade now. Now I want to accumulate as much cryptocurrency, Bitcoin as possible. And pretty much everything that I'm doing now, after March of 2020, I had to start fresh. So I had to develop a new plan. All right. And because of the education that I'm getting from our community, which is all like-minded people, and there are brilliant people. I mean, just like Beverly, like Bitcoin Ben had Beverly, this team, right?
Yeah.
Or Litecoin Leader, or Wendell, or I won't.
There's a lot of help and community, and everybody's right there and wants to be a part of helping each other and building each other up. And I know I say this all the time, but it's my favorite thing about crypto is that as you help other people, the whole community gets stronger. You benefit yourself by building someone else up. And exactly. Leader just started his channel. And then I know where you're talking about freedom and the whole birth certificate thing and all that. If you're not already watching Rice TV, he's really, okay, because he's doing a lot of research on that whole thing.
You guys' Friday shows, or with Crypto Blood and Jean-Claude and Rice Crypto. I love that also, because you guys are straight out there. You have differences of opinions in some of the things, right? But without differences of opinions, right, how are you supposed to make an educated decision?
Right. There's no conversation otherwise. Yeah. And we have a really cool, healthy respect for each other. And I think we also know, like, we all were like met each other and we're friends first. And it's because we have so much respect for each other, we can have those hard conversations. So it's, the Friday show's a lot of fun. And they put up with me.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, if you look at it, blockchain, Bitcoin, it's math. The one thing I know about math is it never lies. It never lies. It is always honest. If you look at the construct of Bitcoin, if you go to, like we were talking earlier, if you go to the universe, you look at the universe, if you take Orion in the center, you take your galaxies and put them around it, or you go into our galaxy, you look at the sun with the planets going around it, you take Bitcoin, put it on the earth, and you take like the other ones like Ethereum or Polkadot or Neo, you take those networks, it's just like in the country. It is all one network. And that's what I want to see. That's what I'm looking forward to. I've actually learned that. Before, it was for monetary purposes. All right. When I first started, it was speculation and monetary purposes. Right. Now I have two goals. Number one, wait for the day where we get away from all these coin wars and it's cryptocurrency. Just like coin wars, you have to get away from, just like you have to get away from. We've got different countries on the planet, right? And we should all work together, get along. Okay. The next thing I'm waiting for is, instead of worrying about the US dollar, because like some channels, I'm not going to name any names, but also worried about is the dollar price. All right. Well, if you get the opportunity to use the cryptocurrency to get as much of the dollar as you need to take care of what you've got to take care of, right, and keep the rest in cryptocurrency, because I believe one day, instead of us valuing it against like the US dollar or some kind of fiat currency, we're going to value it against trade, like barter.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been obsessed with this. There's a barter series on, I think it's on Prime, and I've just been obsessed with it. And I'm like, okay, that makes so much sense when you're talking about, because I think Cliff even says that at some point, like, we won't know what silver's worth. We won't know what Bitcoin's worth because the dollar's died and we haven't revalued things yet. And then it will be worth what it's worth. Like, you need to feed your kid. Well, it might be worth a car, for half a cow, or who knows what that's going to look like. So we're going to go through that time of bartering. And the cool thing about bartering is that it brings in that wholesale element. So if I'm able, because I have a skill, I'm able to create something that maybe didn't cost me a lot of effort, resources, whatever, but because it's difficult for someone else, it has a lot of value. And so you get to trade at that wholesale cost for you, and then the person receiving it is receiving that retail value for them. So it's, I don't know, it's a really healthy environment, I think, in a way that we can have good community by exchanging that way as well. Plus it leaves out the middleman.
Exactly. And the other aspect now is I'm looking more at it's going to provide residual income, but I want my residual income because everything, if you think about it, I don't think there's maybe one or two cryptocurrencies out there that isn't tradable against Bitcoin. So that means Satoshi, right? So if Bitcoin hits $1 million a piece, all right, if you go from dollars, all right, that's going to be like a value of 1 penny. If one Satoshi is going to be worth 1 penny, you know, so 100 Satoshis is going to cost, your cup of coffee is going to cost 200 Satoshis, etc. Everything's tradable. So everything that I have now that I'm building up, now it's not a lot. I made some mistakes, and hopefully the mistakes that I've made, I can help other people not make those mistakes. Yeah. And that's why what Bitcoin Ben's doing as far as his business is very important, right? Because you have professional people that know what's going on and be able to keep people from making those same mistakes. Saves a lot of time, a lot of money. But everything is going to be, so a lot of them provide residual income. And the residual income is paid out as Satoshi or paid out in that cryptocurrency. So I think that's really important if you're going to build on chains, right? Every chain that I want to invest in now, I invest in the core of the chain, and the little things I just invest in to trade it back into the chain. So like Ethereum, everything that's running on Ethereum, eventually I'm going to trade it back into Ethereum, right? So when it goes up in Ethereum value, then I'll trade it in for Ethereum to build that up, because after you know the mistakes, I sort of want to be able to stick with longevity. You know, things that have been there for a while. You know, Ben's Divi. I really love the Divi project. The problem is I'm in a truck, so I can't be on a node. And I don't know how the cloud works. I'm afraid if I put it on the cloud, I'm actually putting my Divi someplace else.
No, so it actually would work really well for you because you're in the truck. You would have a hard time running a node, I think, with having your Wi-Fi disrupted, whatever. So this, it's if you kind of think of it, well, that it's running in the cloud, and you do pay a service for it. I think it's $10 a month or something for your node to run in the cloud. But you're the one that has the keys to it. No one else can touch it. No one else can destroy it or access it. It's running without you having to have constant Wi-Fi. So it actually would work really well for you.
That's something that's good to know. You know, because when Bitcoin Ben first introduced Divi, I think it was like September of 2019.
It was right after the Litecoin summit of, would that have been 2019 or 2018? I can't remember.
Maybe
something like that.
And I look back at it, it was at 30 sats. 30 sats. You know, I was like, man, I would have loved to have it at 30 sats, right? But when he introduced it, I think it had gone up immediately to like 100 sats. But at that time, I don't think they had the cloud service.
No, so I don't think they did either. Yeah.
Right. So I started investing in Redcoin, you know, which I looked at because it's social cryptocurrency. They're still working on it, and it also pays a percent. They went to a POSV2 version, and it was paying between 5 and 25%. So
wow. I know we have some Redcoin. I'm not sure. I'm sure my husband has it staking, but I don't know.
Yeah, don't get rid of it. I mean, because they are
just a long-term hold.
2 weeks ago they put out a 2.5-hour YouTube video showing that they're working, but they have compassion. Like what a lot of things what you put out and what our community puts out as far as helping people. You know.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah.
Yes. So anything that we're able to help people, you know, I'm in for it. Plus, it's paying a passive income. Now, it's not very much because it did drop quite a bit in Satoshi value. I started investing when it was over 100, and yeah, it went all the way down to 3 Satoshi.
Yeah, but we have to remember those. What seems like not a lot right now, because we're just starting this bull run. As the market goes, you still have that same number of tokens, and they will grow in value. So what seems like not a lot right now, we're going to be looking at, you know, lots more value in all this. So
and that's the last thing that I love about it, is the fact that, you know, it compounds. Okay, yeah. So anything, and I mean, like the Divi project, it compounds also. Anything that will pay you a passive income that has established a foundation, right? It's been there a while. Like Redcoin's been there since 2014. So I absolutely love that fact. Digibyte been around since 2016. Absolutely love that. Plus, it has the mining aspect to it, you know. And then shortage. I might, like, every once in a while splurge, and I call that splurging because I'll take like my extra money and I'll say, well, hey, look, this one only has so many coins on it. It's like less than 10 million. So I might take a chance on that, you know. But if it's getting hyped, I'm out. I'll stay away from the hype, and then with the ones that nobody's talking about, right? Because we're gonna
kind of the stuff to look at.
Yeah, we're gonna have that hail. But so basically, hopefully, something that I'm saying helps somebody not make the same mistakes and gives just a little bit of an idea. You know, they say, well, it's cryptocurrency, you can't touch it. All right. But you believe in spirit or God, right? You can't touch it either. And it works.
Right. Yeah. Well, it definitely works. And it's also that, you know, I keep hearing, I can't remember who it was. And I was just like, oh my gosh, they don't even understand. Because of the name cryptocurrency, people think, oh, well, that means it's hidden and whatever. No, it's actually the most transparent. It's on a blockchain, which is an open ledger, which means anyone can go online and look at and know where the coins are, know where the wallets are. They may not know who's associated with the wallet, but it's not hidden currency.
I think it's too transparent, you know, because I'm not masochistic. I'm not a masochistic person, but I can go on that blockchain now and look at that wallet on Theta and track it down and look at how rich that thieving, you know. But the fact is, it is transparent and it's honest because it's math based. It has relativity to do with the universe, just like our communities has relativity. We're all over the United States. You're Oklahoma. Right. Yesterday I was California. Today I'm New Mexico. You know, tomorrow I'll probably be somewhere in Texas. But we've got community all over the world, right? And all you have to do is go out and just it doesn't cost much. Give them $10 worth of it. You know, $10 just to get their interest peaked. Because once they go down into that rabbit hole, there ain't no coming back, and that's how we build it up.
I totally agree with you. I think you know, I'm so grateful that my mom introduced us to cryptocurrency, and that was my awakening of how our current financial system is so broken. I had no idea otherwise. You know, I think I knew it wasn't backed by gold, but I thought it was backed by petro or something. And, you know, I just had no idea. And so once you do put that all together and then you look at, okay, wait, what's going on in the world? And it's hard not to look at cryptocurrency as a way to protect your wealth and have an opportunity to take care of yourself and your family and your loved ones. So
exactly. And I want to say everything that I have learned that has to do with the financial system, the real workings on cryptocurrency, history, you know, everything has come from our community because I found it to be honest. I found it to be entertaining at times, and I found it to be educational, you know. Yeah. And so and we just keep. Just like teaching our children, we keep teaching our children ourselves, and they're going to grow up the way we want them to be. The same thing with our community. Just keep reaching out and reaching out. We build it, and they will come. Field of Dreams.
Build a dream. That's what you're doing, and for your family and being a part of the community and how we're all contributing together. I'm so thankful that you agreed to come on and share your crypto journey, because I think that is a big part of it, is watching, because they want us to feel alone and they want us to feel like we don't know what we're doing. And so when we can share with each other, I think that builds other people up too. So, and I'm just so humbled by what you're doing to build up your family and how hard you work, and the challenges that you've taken on to make sure that your family's safe and taken care of. And I'm just really grateful to get to know you better. So you guys, make sure when you see Gotrobbed in the chat that you give him lots of love and tell him thanks for all he does for our community. And yes, lots of love.
I surely appreciate it. Thank you for everything that you do, Lisa. You are inspiring, truly heartfully and mentally, emotionally inspiring. Especially, Mondays with your Mommy Crypto, Tuesdays with Amy Fulmer, Johnny Litecoin, Crypto Rise, Clint Westwood. I mean, what you put out is truly inspiring. It's fantastic, and you keep up the good work, and don't let these bad guys out there get to you as far as kicking you off. You notice they picked the time when you were on in the middle of a live stream,
literally live. Yeah,
it's like kicking somebody between the legs when they're down. I mean, come on.
And Rob, the funny thing is, it's probably my least controversial show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was like,
and that's what I got taken down for.
So
yeah, but you know what? I thought in this, then I also see that as a learning experience, just like when you had your experiences with cryptocurrency and getting taken advantage of. Okay, I knew better. I knew I should have had backup channels. I knew I should have been building on other platforms. Thankfully, I have been building on Library and Odyssey, and I have, all my videos from that, and I've saved all my videos so I can rebuild. I'm learning how to live stream on Foxhole and uploading on Red Pilled or pilled.net, and looking into these other platforms. And I'm really curious to see, I'm going to try to get out on as many platforms as I can. I added a Twitch and BitChute, and I'm going to see where the community is and where does the community want to go, because I think we're all going to make a choice to be done with this. When we see, did you see the dislikes?
Oh, yeah.
That you know who tube removed, I can't remember what they said, 2-point-something million dislikes from the Pretendency's latest video.
Yeah. Well, you keep doing. Hey, did you talk to Ben about DLive? Because he streams live on DLive, so you should be able to.
So I was on DLive, but I had never streamed on DLive. I used to watch Robert Beatles, and they recently kicked him off this weekend. And there was a time where they stole Mom's lemons once before, and then they wouldn't let me send lemons one time. And so there's some kind of, I don't know, they need to grow a little bit more, or I don't know if they're controlled by some bad guys too. So I think I'm going to stay away from that one, but there's lots of other really great platforms that we're working on. I really want to be on the ones that are those decentralized, platforms, and support that. And there's a strong community at Library and through Odyssey. And that one, you get paid library tokens for watching people's videos. So that's something where, like, okay, if I go there, then my community could get paid library tokens for watching the videos. So
like, sort of like a basic attention, except for video streaming. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really strong community and a good crew. So hopefully
can I get, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Can I get you to do me a big favor?
Absolutely.
Give your mama a crypto man. Give her a big hug. She's out there supporting you day in and day out. And I am, and I'm sure the community is grateful for her getting you into cryptocurrency in the first place, because that's why you're here.
Yep, absolutely. My mom's amazing. She's in there making dinner right now. And I can smell it. And she does this to me every time I'm on a video, and then makes me hungry. But and the community as well has done a lot for her and me, of course. But, she's here taking care of my dad, and, really busy, and that she can't travel a lot and stuff. And so being able to have that kind of community that we have and talking with them just means the world to her as well. So you guys reach out to Crypto Nana and let her know that you like hearing from her, because it means a lot to her as well.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure.
Rob, it was so great to meet you and get to talk to you. Everybody, if you're watching this, please give this video a like, share this video. Let's get more stories out there. And if you're interested in sharing your crypto journey, you can join my Patreon. It's $5 a month, and it's a great way to support the channel. And I do a lot more, I try to share a lot more content on my Patreon, like as I'm finding research, or if I'm told something or hear something. And I also try to check the messages pretty regularly. So that's a great way to connect with me as well.
Join her Patreon. Join her Patreon. You are doing so good. Fantastic. I look at it. I'm like, every day, more people are waking up. It's beautiful. So join her Patreon. Give it a like. Give it a thumbs up. Share. And where we go one, we go all.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Lisa.
Great way to end the show. Thanks so much, Rob. So great to meet you.
My pleasure, ma'am.